Alright, so we're going to do a caricature of Emily, and so just be a quick little demo and show you the process I would use. So I've got Emily at a 3/4 angle, which is probably the best angle for showing the most information. Profile doesn't really show as much. In a front view you kind of lose the depth of the features. So I'm just going to block in everything just lightly with my pencil. Okay, so I've blocked in the basic head shape and just got quite a long mane of hair there, so I'm going to make sure that it's fitting on the page okay. So I'll make adjustments to this as I work on it. So now I'm going to sort of analyze Emily's features, and so she's got quite large eyes, and I'd say they're a little bit lower on the head, so I'm going to exaggerate that. I'm just going to block them in lightly. Again, I want to make adjustments as I go along. Probably before I even did that, I should have indicated a center line, as I'm doing now, just for placement of the features. I'm just going to erase some of this sketchiness. Okay, so I'm just lightly blocking in the features. So it's got large eyes, set fairly wide apart, and now I'm going to indicate where the placement of her nose is relative to her eyes, and thinking of where it fits in accordance with this central guideline. It's got a small nose, straight little nose like that. So again, I'm just blocking it in lightly, and then her mouth out there, and a very small mouth. Okay, so I've got the features blocked in. I'm going to work a little bit more on the eyes, for eyelids. And I'll emphasize how large the eyes are, and pupils in there. We'll make sure that pupils are lined up correctly with the way the person is looking. Don't want the pupils drifting apart, giving a wall-eyed look, or getting too close together for a cross-eyed look. We'll make sure that they're focused in the same direction. For eyebrows, come down a little bit at an angle like that. And I'm going to emphasize her forehead a little bit. And the way this hair kind of sweeps down partially over the eye like that. Notice that I'm using very flowing type strokes here. As I'm drawing, I'm not really thinking so much of lines as I'm thinking of the shape, the form that I'm trying to create on the page. And right now I'm just tightening up the shapes of things, and a little bit more detail to the flowing hair. My approach to caricature is not really the same as what you might see in a political cartoon. Different caricaturists work in different ways. There's usually a difference in the intent of the caricature. With editorial cartoon, of course, you're trying to make a rather biting statement about your subject. They're not usually very flattering. what I do is not really like that. I'm just trying to see the design in an individual's face. So here I've got everything just kind of loosely roughed in now, and I'm just going to darken in the features a little bit more, sort of sharpen up these lines. As I'm going around this with my pencil, I'm still thinking of sculpting the form, not just drawing outlines, but sculpting the form that's there in front of me, thinking of the three-dimensional nature of it. Oops, for that one. Sometimes you need to have that eraser handy. There we go. Some nose. And the eyes, I think, are the important feature. On most people, I think the eyes are the most important. If you get the eyes right, that's half the battle. Thicken up the lashes there. Eyelids. Give some dimension to the eyebrows, a little bit of a thickness there. Usually when I do caricatures, I would be using a marker at this stage, but I'm just going to finish this with the pencil I started with. I'm going to make the pupils a little bit bigger. It's got very big dark eyes. And one little trick I like to do with brown eyes, as Emily has, I like to show a big white highlight and then just color in the rest of the pupil solid black like that. It's sort of an easy way of portraying brown eyes. If you're doing blue eyes, it's better to do the separate pupil within the colored iris. Finish up the mouth, a little bit more shape. And so the face is finished, and we just have to finish up the hair. Emily's got very wavy hair, so we want to indicate that, with our line work. So I might divide it up a little bit more. Again, just emphasizing these nice flowing, curling lines. Don't worry about showing every strand of hair. That's not important. It's really just a matter of getting the impression of a person's hair. Getting enough curves to show that waviness, but without overdoing it. Look at the way it sort of cascades downward. A nice flowing line, slightly over her eyes there. Again, this would probably be a lot easier with a nice bold marker than with the pencil. That's probably as much information as you really need in the caricature. You don't need to overdo the detail. So the only thing I would add at this point would be just a little bit of shading on the hair, which I'm just going to do very simply with the broad side of my pencil. Since she has dark hair, rather than make her look like a blonde, I'll just darken it in a little bit like this. And at this point, we are pretty much done. Maybe I'll just give a few individual lashes. Again, you don't want to overdo it. Keep it cartoony. And last but not least, every artist has their signature. And there we have it.